Hi boys and girls, welcome back to Relax and Read with Mrs. B. Today is our final series on parts of speech. There are 8, but we have covered the 4 main parts of speech. So we looked at nouns and pronouns, verbs, adjectives, and we're going to look today at adverbs. And if this is your first video or if you haven't seen the rest, just go ahead and check the video links and it should take you to any of these other parts of speech. So, an adjective is a word that describes a noun or a pronoun. And an adverb, which is what we're looking at today, is a word that describes verbs. Yes, so adverbs are to verbs as adjectives are to nouns. So adverbs describe verbs. It could actually also describe other adjectives as well as other adverbs. It's a very interesting set of words. And so usually an adverb answers questions like, when did this thing happen? And so if you see words in a sentence like it happened yesterday, or it's going to happen tomorrow, or it happened later, you are looking at an adverb because it's describing when a verb will happen. So I will eat breakfast later. So eating is the verb and later would be the adverb. It also answers where. Where is this happening? Where is this verb happening? It's happening under something. It's happening above. And so it answers questions about where and how. How is this verb taking place? He is running quickly. She is eating sadly or slowly, or he is doing something playfully. And then finally, how it answers, how often does this happen? Does it happen? Does he go to school on a daily basis? Does he play his guitar frequently? Or does he do it seldomly? Or does this usually happen? And so that's what adverbs are. And the book we're going to read today, it is going to reinforce what you have learned. So I want you to pay close attention, okay? And so here we go, adverbs. Okay, boys and girls, so here is our book on adverbs. If you were an adverb, if you notice there's a word there that says skillfully, many adverbs end in ly. If you were an adverb, you could do things quickly, eagerly, happily, sloppily, loudly, or energetically. So lots of adverbs have that ly at the end, but not all of them, just many of them. Like peanut butter and jelly, verbs and adverbs go well together. If you were an adverb, you would work closely with verbs. Verbs tell us something happened. If you were an adverb, you could tell us how something happened. The snowboarder skied, that's the verb, gracefully, that's the adverb, down the mountainside. But he fell awkwardly, that's an adverb, at the bottom. So fell is the verb because it's the thing that he's doing, and awkwardly is how he was doing that thing, which is falling. If you were an adverb, you might have a tail. Many adverbs end in the letters ly. How did the bear dive? Perfectly, speedily, clumsily. The volleyball player hit the ball sharply and powerfully. A player on the other side jumped, that's the verb, fearlessly, that's the adverb, into the air. So remember, we're looking how verbs and adverbs work together. If you were an adverb, you would work at the beginning, the middle, or the end of a sentence. So here's a sentence I'm going to go over, and you'll see the adverb in the beginning, middle, and ending. Rapidly, the runner rounded the curve. Here's another way to say it. The runner rapidly rounded the curve. The runner rounded the curve rapidly. Those are 3 ways to use your adverbs at the beginning of a sentence, the middle, or an ending. Adverbs are very flexible. Many words are. Let's fix this. That's better. If you are an adverb, you could tell us how often something happens. The long jumper always jumps more than 20 feet. The long jumper often jumps more than 28 feet. If you were an adverb, you could tell us when something is going to happen. You could be something now, later, today, tomorrow, or yesterday. Some teams will play now. Other teams will play later. So adverbs, they answer how often something takes place. And when I say something, I mean verb. They answer how often a verb takes place. If you were an adverb, you could help adjectives describe things better. Some athletes are very tall. Some athletes are somewhat short. Some athletes are extraordinarily fast. Some athletes are immensely muscular. Some athletes are too busy practicing. So adverbs, even though they mostly describe verbs, they also describe adjectives and even other adverbs. If you are an adverb, you could modify other adverbs. I was right. The crowd watches very closely, that's the adverb, as the athletes compete extremely well. You would put together super sentences if you were an adverb. Okay, so in summary, an adverb describes a verb, an adverb, and adjectives. But if you were beginning to write using adverbs, I would stick with keeping it simple and use your adverbs to describe your verbs. Okay, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed this book. I hope you enjoyed the series on parts of speech, and I hope you'll take this information and you will put it to use and enhance your speech and your sentences. So thank you so much for tuning in today, and I will see you next time on Relax and Read with Mrs. B. Take care. Bye-bye.